Hello, bonjour, welcome to French Day. In this video, we are going to learn a very important grammar topic in French language, even that covers in two parts. That comes in its academic, either in sixth, sometimes sixth, but in seventh and eighth, definitely it come there. And in ninth grade and tenth grade is also existing its presence with another topic. So we must have the knowledge about this topic. It's very important, and that is quite different as compared to English. So if we talk about the professional course, then in Delf A1 we used to cover this topic. That's the knowledge of this topic is very immense important because that relate its culture, the French culture, and that relate the actual knowledge of this language, how you speak well and how you can communicate well in French language. So first we are going to take this grammar and find out the difference. What is the difference between English and French? And why we are learning this topic? Because normally we used to we can normally copy the sentences and translate word to word in the different language. But as earlier we suggest you don't go with the word to word translation, because translation work and the speaking word is totally different. It's better to go with their cultures and with their pattern, the exact pattern, how the new language, how the French language use the grammar, and how we can structure our sentences in a manner that is proper and correct in listening or in writing. So first we are going to start the article partitive. You have the slide in front of you. The difference, the major difference. We use first of all this grammar in all eating and drinking items. Even we can say for all uncountable things. Like in explanations with the example, we try to differentiate. In English, we say, for example, I eat cake. Okay, I eat cake. But in French, the meaning will be same. I eat cake, but we have to put this one also before the quantity of any eating and drinking item. You're getting? In English, we say directly, for example, I drink some water. In French, we say the same thing, I drink water, but before water, we have to use the grammar that's called article partitive. What is article partitive and how we are going to use? I explain in next slide. But before going to the vocabulary and before going to the in depth of this grammar, why they are using this grammar, even in a single way, we can say for all those uncountable things, like French people say we cannot even measure the actual quantity what we are having. For example, in English I say I drink water, but in French I cannot say like we can measure the quantity of water. I can say I am drinking 200 ml of water. So it cannot possible. So that's why they are using the article partitive, the name of this grammar. They use some. I eat some pizza, I drink some Coca-Cola, I drink juice. So some will be there. There is no proper meaning of some, and you cannot even get the actual meaning of the sum into dictionary, but that's the meaning will describe in this grammar, article partitive. Okay, so comes to, we are going to first go throughout the words of eating and drinking item that we used to speak in a different manner in French with proper gender. Now here we go. In front of you in this slide there are some vocabulary. That's some of the vocabulary is the same as in English, but in French definitely it will be different. And in earlier video we already explained you what is the and what is ion, what is they. You remember? You can. I'm going to mention out the link of the earlier video, which will give you the brief knowledge of ion and they. But in brief, I can tell you we use for masculine, ion we use for feminine, and they for plural. Okay, they for plural. So what is ion and they is is explaining the gender of the item. For example, first is une pizza. Pizza is feminine. Next, une glace, une crab, une salad, une bird, normally orders cannot be countable, so I'm just putting out une to let you know O is feminine. Okay, so we wrote these items of eating, drinking. They are feminine, so all have the article indefinite une. Then comes to the next one. Un croissant, un croissant au chocolat. If you are not getting the proper meaning, proper explanation of this word, it's better you can go on Google and check it out the images. Type the croissant and you will get the image, because that's the French dishes, and in explanation in words is quite difficult to explain you. So it's better to go on Google and type out the word and croissant. You will get the best result in images. And croissant au chocolat, whenever you use au chocolat, au vanilla, so that describes the flavor of the type of the particular item. So un croissant is a normal, un croissant au chocolat is a chocolate croissant. Une baguette, un gâteau, un coca, un pain, un lait. That's the place. This must be not there. Un poulet, un moufin, des biscuits, un sucre, un hamburger, un burger, un sel, des frites, un thé vert. It's better when I'm explaining you. Meanwhile, stop this video and write it down on your notebook. So by this process, you will be better understanding the word, and meanwhile you can stop this video for memorizations at a moment. So that will be really help you out to find out the exact gender of the noun. Is it masculine or is it feminine? Basically, in French, we used to find out the feminine noun by their ending. If they are end with e, most of them, not every, most of them are feminine. But we have make out some list, so that will really help you out. Now comes to the second one. These are the vocabulary that we are learning. So meanwhile you have the vocabulary, you have the grammar, and the next part, the final part will be what? Just take the verb, make the sentences and put them all together. So that will be, in the final result will be the proper sentence in a proper way. So the next is the grammar, the vocabulary continuously. Une tarte, un plat, un repas. For example, if the noun is ending with s or x, they are plural normally. They are plural. But some exceptions are always there. So that is counting as a singular. Un repas. Then un juice. Un juice d'orange. Un juice de pomme. Un juice de fruits. Un juice d'ananas. Un juice de grenade. Un café froid, café chaud, un verre du vin rouge, glass of wine. So I expect you have noted this vocabulary and this one. So you will not face any problem to find out the gender of the noun, because gender will play very important role in this grammar. Without knowing the gender, you will not even get the final answer or the good result. I told you most of the nouns that is end with E are masculine, but we have created a list. They are ending with E, but actually they are masculine. As article definite, where we use indefinite une, and they, the same way we use in article definite. I have mentioned the link of the article definitely also the video where you can easily get the knowledge of what is le, what is la, what is l apostrophe, and what is le. Normally le is used for masculine. So all are written with the masculine. Le sucre, that is masculine sugar. Le thé, le café, le champagne. Why I spoke champagne? Because in pronunciation video you can easily check it out. Even every day you should see the pronunciation video to get the right pronunciation and not order to mix up your knowledge and what the other knowledge and what actually the French language, the rules regulation exists. So GN is ne. I wrote in Hindi, but it's ne. Ne. Got it? Le bird, EU is a. EU is a. Le fromage, le potage. Got it? So this slide is for those vocabulary that are ending with E, but actually they are what? They are masculine. So please keep in mind and write it down in your notebook continuously as we are working on the slide. Then comes to the next slide. These are also some exceptions. Normally I told you the noun ending with E are feminine. In earlier we got the noun that are ending with E but they are masculine. Okay. If they are not ending with E, generally we treat them as a masculine. So in this slide, look them up. Both first and second are not ending with E, but still they are feminine. So keep in mind. I try to pronounce it. L'eau, la boisson. You remember very well, OI is always OA. OA. So, la boisson. This slide, in this part, I told you S ending with S or X are plural. But these words are written with S at the end of the word. They are S, but still they are what? Singular. So all these slides you must have the knowledge and you must have to memorize in order to not get the wrong attempt. Okay? So try to make it out revision first, then go throughout this grammar. So now we are going to start how we are going to use article partitive and how we are implementing this rule. What is the rule even? So first, before going to the rules regulation, let's have a verb that describe our activity of eating, drinking and taking something. So first we are taking verb manger. Manger is to eat. Manger is to eat. Boire, to drink. And then prendre, to take. Okay. So as you know very well the rule of ER verb, and that is GR verb. I already explained in one of my video the regular verbs and ER verbs, exceptions of ER and normal ER verbs. So this is GR verb, but that will happen only in this case. The exceptions will become over here. The next part is the same. We remove ER and then we add an E, ES, EE, ONS, EZ, ENT and ENT. Here will also ENT. What comes the exceptions? Look them up. Is EONS. Is EONS. Before ONS we will put E. That is the rule. And that will happen only with GER verb ending. Only with GER verb ending. Not with others. Okay. Now the second and third verb are exceptions. Even there are irregular verbs. Irregular verb. You have to memorize as they are conjugated. There is no other rule. I'm trying to speak the pronunciation of this verb. You probably know very well, but let's try. Verb is boire, je bois, tu bois, il boit, elle boit, nous buvons. You remember, you is you. Nous buvons, vous buvez, and the last one is ils boivent and elles boivent. You got it? ENT in verb is always silent. Don't forget this rule. ENT in the ending of the verb are always silent. So we will take till pronunciation till here. Boive. Okay? Never speak the ENT whenever it comes in the form of plural. Like first one was mange. Don't pronounce, don't take the other sound and don't take as your own. It's only mange, il mange and elle mange. And that was in the boire, il boive, elle boive. Okay? So keep noting this point that I'm telling you. So in future that will really help you out to not making any mistake. Now comes to the third verb, that is prendre. Prendre is to take. So first try yourself. What will be the pronunciation? I give you a few seconds. Okay. Now comes I try. Je prends, tu prends, il prend, elle prend, nous prenons, vous prenez, ils prennent, elles prennent. ENT will be silent the same as everywhere. Ils prennent and elles prennent. Got it? So note it down simultaneously in your notebook. Now comes to what is article partitive and what is their rule. I explained you in the previous slide. Let's have a recap. Every noun was written with un. And what was the purpose of writing every noun with un? To find out or to memorize its proper gender. If some of them are written with so that means they were masculine. If some of them with un, they were feminine. If some of them with they, des, so that's plural. Okay. How and why they are very important to us? Because we are going to use whenever we are saying something. For example, I am eating XYZ. My XYZ noun must be, if it is masculine, then I use du. Before the noun. Before the noun, I'll use du because that's the masculine, the noun. If my noun is feminine, then I'll use dela. If it's starting with vowel, not must be a plural, it's supposed to be singular only. The l apostrophe. The l apostrophe, it means the l will be have the pronunciation with the another coming noun. For example, the low. We'll take the pronunciation of all together. The low. Okay. Then they for plural. This is the very most important rules. Please keep in your mind. All article partitive will be used according to the gender of noun, not according to the gender of person who are having. For example, if I say je mange, I am masculine, or we take the example of masculine, il mange gâteau. Gâteau is masculine, so I'll use du. Il mange du gâteau. For example, same sentence is speaking by feminine, elle. Elle mange gâteau. Here will be same, du, because we use this grammar, I told you, according to the gender of thing, not according to the person who are having. So here it was ill, but we used you because my noun was masculine. Here the subject is L, but my noun is masculine and singular. So I used you. Okay, that's very important part. Don't forget it and always keep in your mind. Now comes to the example. We have taken an example of all different nouns, some of masculine, feminine, starting vowel or plural. Okay, so for example, nous mangeons dash riz, which are the nouns we have taken. Riz, that is masculine, pizza, feminine, of, starting vowel, frites, plural. Okay, so how we are going to use and how we are going to implement it, I give you a few minutes, just read them and try yourself which article partitive, du, della, apostrophe and they, which one you are going to use. Re is masculine, we are not getting bothered about the subject. Okay, this is just for like our informations. And even whenever we use this grammar in a speaking way, always concentrate on the noun what we are having. So that is nous mangeons dash riz dash pizza. So have you done your work? Okay, let's solve it together. Riz is masculine. So here, which one are you going to use? For masculine, we use du. So that is du. Pizza is feminine. So which one are you going to use? Della. Of, starting vowel. So I'm going to use the L apostrophe. Frites, plural. So they. Of, starting vowel, but keep in mind that it's ending with S. So the vowel, the existence of vowel is not considering in this case because that is plural. So we will work out on the last one. What is there? So that is plural. So we are going to use they. I hope you understand well. It's very simple. You have to check out first the noun, exact gender of their noun, and then you are going to use article partitive. There are some points you have to keep in mind that I am going to explain in the coming slide. But till now, what you have learned the nouns, their gender, and then article partitive. You are not considering the subject. The main part for the consideration is noun. What is going to use. If they are masculine, then you use du. If they were feminine, you use della. If the word was starting with vowel, then you use della apostrophe. And if there was plural, then you use they. Got it? Now comes to the rules, regulations, or with some proper exercises. Here are the exercises. I wish you try first and answer, write it down on a comment box. We'll give you the proper answer. First two, I do with you. The first is what? Even first we have done it. We are working on the third one. Okay, that is new for you. Il boit dash vin et jus. So please look them up your last previous slides if you were noted. Then check them out. What was the gender of vin? Yes, it's masculine and singular. What was the gender of juice? Same, masculine, singular. So here we are going to use what? We are going to use same as du. We are not concentrating on the subject. What was the subject? We are working on the gender of noun. Du and also du. I expect you are getting very good approach of the article partitive so you will not probably not make any mistakes in your exam or in your communication or in your writing everywhere. Okay, so even this course, this my video of this grammar is made up for both purpose, for the academic, for the professional courses. But because the structure, the rules regulation is the same, it's just the manner is the teaching is quite different. But I'm merging them all together, and that is very easy to approach and easy to understand. So we till now, if you have any problem, then you can write it down on our comment box. We'll try to again make a very sweet video, but that's really a very simple sweet. I don't think so you will face any problem, any challenges after watching this video till now. Now we are working on the exceptions part of this grammar. There are only two exceptions are there. First, that was the grammar that you saw, du, della, apostrophe, they. That's it. Now comes to the what is the some exceptions. We have taken the same example that we did in the last one here. Okay, but what is there? We are working on this part in negative. You remember negative is what? Before verb we use na and after verb we use pa. So I am making the all sentences into negative form. Na before verb and pa after the verb. Here is also the same thing. Na before verb and pa after the verb. Na before verb. So that will give the meaning of not. Not only single na is not and not only pa is not. We have to put all together, before and after the verb. Na before verb and pa after the verb. Okay. So let's solve this grammar. What is their exceptions? Look them up. Earlier we did what? In masculine we used to use du, feminine della, vowel del apostrophe, and plural they. Now, if the sentence is in negative form, negative, how you will judge? Na will be there before verb, pa will be after the verb. So all the case, du, della, del apostrophe will all become only de. They all will become de. The pronunciation will be the. Just only when you have the vowel, you will have to put D apostrophe because if the right answer is absolutely DE, but when you are putting DE and the next word is vowel, so all two vowels are clashing. So in order to not clashing two vowels together, we are putting we are taking out DE from E from DE. So the right answer would be D apostrophe. This we are working on in front of you. First, nous ne mangeons pas. Earlier that was supposed to du, but that is negative, so I put the. Nous ne mangeons pas pizza. Pizza was feminine, so according to me that was della, but here is negative, so I put the. Nous ne mangeons pas. I supposed to del apostrophe, but you know it's negative, so I'm putting d apostrophe. I can put de, but look, de. E and O both are vowels, so that must not be clashing. So that's why we use D apostrophe. Okay, my writing is very bad actually, so that's why I'm using computer. Otherwise, I was thinking to use whiteboard. My writing is so poor, but that works. This system is work. So in this part. Nous ne mangeons pas fruits, that was supposed to they, but that's negative, so I have to put the. In last one, was supposed to they, but D apostrophe, because of vowel. I hope you understand well. What happened in this grammar? All du, della, apostrophe, they become de, because that is the negative. That is the negative. Okay? So let's have an example of this one. All are in negative form. What do you have to find out? You just need to check the gender of what you are having. I solve with you any of. Let's take in the 5 or 4, whichever one you like. Okay, let's take a 5. Il ne mange pas omelette. The gender of omelette, feminine. We try to work out on the most of the eating and drinking part that we used to have in our daily life. But for the better knowledge, you have the example of books in the dictionary. Just make a glossary of the vocabulary related to the item that you generally use in your daily life. So you will have the vocab, you have the gender, so that you can easily implement all the knowledge in your grammar. Okay, so you will not face any problem. Oh, that is masculine or that is feminine, because if you already work, that will really help you out. That will be very favorable part for you to not stuck. Okay. So as according to me, that is supposed to be del apostrophe, but that is negative. So I have to use the. Second part, this is starting vowel. So I have to remove this one. I have to use what? The apostrophe. Only the. Rest of the questions, solve it and drop it the answer on your comment box. We will check and we will give you the proper answer. Okay. So is that clear till now? I try to recap what you have done. You have done article partitive. There was a general article partitive. Due, there, apostrophe, they. All was used according to the gender of person. If there was in negative, then we use only the de. In all cases, you, the la, apostrophe, they all will become the only, because that was a negative. Now, only the third rule is there in article partitive. I told you in the starting of this video, this grammar is little bit lengthy, but that's very easy. Once you remember all the rules, all the techniques, you will never ever fail to have the wrong answer. Okay, you will always be the right answer, right approach, and the right communication. The someone who listen you will not be get bothered, because you are using the right way. The last rule of this grammar is, when in your sentence the major part of the verb are these 4 verbs: aimer, préférer, détester, adorer. Adorer, préférer, détester, and aimer. If these 4 verbs are there in your sentence, what will happen? Earlier you used you, de la, apostrophe, they. In negative you make it the. Am I right? Now, if 4 verbs are there, the conjugation of all 4 verbs are here. You can easily look them up. In this verb, préférer, all 2 accents was the acute accent, but when we conjugate, because of the sound, we make the second accent aigu into accent grave. Okay, so that would be, instead of je préfère, that would be je préfère, tu préfères, il préfère, elle préfère, nous préférons. That goes up because that is the sound of acute accent, and that goes up. Il préfère, elle préfère, ENT will be not going to pronounce, will be silent. So if these 4 verbs are there in your sentence, what will happen? You just need to change what? Earlier you used tu, de la, negative, that was the. If 4 verbs, that was written like aimer, adorer, préférer, and the last one is détester. If 4 verbs are there, you need to do what? Instead of this grammar, you will use this one, article definite. Your due will become la. Even your the will also be la. In either in positive or negative. Only simple way. Just check it out in a sentence. if you are speaking or you are working on the grammar part, if four verbs are mentioned, then use le, la, le either in positive and negative. There is nothing difference in positive and negative. It's the same way. It's only one thing. Instead of you, the la, you will use the. Sorry, le. Le will be positive, la will be negative, L apostrophe vowel, and les for plural. You are getting? Only with the four verbs aime, adore, prefere, deteste, you will be use article definite instead of the udala. I'll give you the example. Look them up. The four grammar that you learn, there are four different kind of the example is written. First of all, you learn elle mange du fromage. That was a simple sentences. So you use the grammar of du. Okay. When the same sentence was becoming negative, you use the. Now look them up. The fromage is same, but the verb he is using is aime, L-A. So instead of du, the la, I am using le. Okay. Negative, the same thing. So the same process you can see in others. Je prends de la salade because salad is feminine. If it is negative, I put. Instead of del, I put the. If the four verbs among any of verb among four, I was using in a sentence, so I'm using le, la, le. So j'adore la salade. La, either in positive or negative. You got it? I expect you are not getting stuck because that's very easy. That's very easy. Look at this table. The first you learn, the second you learn, and that is the three because that is the same. Positive, negative are the same. When from the starting, it's better to pause the video and to note it down in a notebook because that is not the theory part and that is not any history or a story. So you will feel very entertained. It's a grammar approach. Once we are teaching you, it's better to note it down everything. So you can match your notes what I am speaking. So that would be very easy to you. And the grammar it takes around 1 day in a school or in a university to finish it out. But in this few minutes, you will be very better to have the better knowledge on this topic, and you will be try to use them in your communication or in your writing or in your grammar everywhere. So this is the rule that we have learned. Four verbs are there, just look them up. The verb is using. So let's have a second to solve together. Tu ne préfères pas, prefer verb is there. I'm what I used to, what I supposed to use only le, la, L apostrophe le, either positive or negative. I don't worry about it. I just need to check it out. The gender of the noun is plural, so I'm using le. Je préfère. Again, prefer verb there is masculine, so I'm using le. I'm not getting stuck off with na, pa, or any other thing. I just saw the verb that was the part of the four verbs. I just check out the verb and I check out the gender of noun and I put the article. Okay, is that fine? If you are feeling any kind of problem or difficulty or challenges, you just mention in your comment box. We will definitely sort it out and we'll definitely work out on it. But that's really easy. Step by step we try to teach you, so you will be not stuck, and that is very easy. Once you will be having lots of questions, the exercises, you will be very much better aware of this grammar and you will not face any problem. So this is the exercise for you. This is the mix and how the comes in the school or in the academics. Compléter avec article défini et article partitif. Article défini, le, la, L apostrophe le, article partitif, du, de la, del apostrophe and de. Keep in mind where you are going to use article défini, where you are going to use article partitive. Four verbs over there, then we will prefer this one. And if the normal sentences are there except four verbs, just work out on this one. Try to solve it out and write it down your answers on comment box. We'll definitely judge it and we'll definitely give you the right answer. This is the vocabulary of restaurant. So where we eat, definitely at home or in the restaurant. So the menu, the price, how you can make a dialogue. So we wish you to please make a dialogue. Even you can take your own dialogue. What do you order? Or you can take a example of two persons that they talk about the food, what they like, what they eat in breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We'll make a video. We are just working on it to use this grammar in your communication way. Like for example, what you are going to eat today, or what you eat in your breakfast, what you prefer to take in dinner. So that would be help you to communicate, to use them in your communications, and to try your best to make it out the sentences either in the writing or in the speaking. I hope you really enjoy this video, and I hope you definitely get a good knowledge of this topic. So you are not going to mix up the English and French, because French is different. And whenever you are going to talk with the French people, don't forget about the rules regulation, because in the starting they will be enjoying it, they will appreciate you. But if you are studying, you are using the mistakes or the non-grammar topics, the your own French will are there, then that will give the bad impressions. So try to keep in your mind, try to work and try to work out as well, as much as possible. Then that will be give you the knowledge and will be not let you to forget this grammar. Okay, so I hope you really enjoyed this video with this grammar article partitive. Here we have finished this topic, and if you really love to see our next videos or our next grammar topics of the communications writing videos, just subscribe our channel, or time to time just mention anything if you have in doubt in our comment box. So we will work on it definitely, and we will definitely get back to you soon. Alors, en ce moment, je vous dis très merci et au revoir. Ciao.